Baby PT.
Phone home.
Okay. Are we ready? The copular be. So let's talk about what the copula is in general. The copula is a linking verb that links the subject to the predicate, so it doesn't only have to be be. Marianne.
So any verb, yeah.
No, not any verb. We'll
It's
give
a
you
linking
examples.
But don't
Linking
all verbs do that? No, I'm being serious. Don't
No.
all verbs link?
Well,
The dog eats.
it would make sense,
cheese.
like, like normally, yes, it links. However, a linking verb is not exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
It is verbs such as be, appear, seem, perception verbs. So let me write it down for you so that it's like clearer. So there's perception verbs, and then I'll let Rakiba talk. I'm sorry, I'm just stealing the show. Okay, so perception verbs, seem and appear. There are state verbs, remain or rest. And can somebody give me an example of a change of state linking verb that they would think links the subjective
Maybe grow
Become.
Yes, excellent. Good job.
There you go.
Okay.
Become.
And what was your example?
grow.
Okay, good job.
Does it
All
grow?
right, those are good.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Any other ideas or?
So, but
So
we're not
encouraging.
focusing on what a copula verb is, but these are copular verbs.
Okay, they all link
And-
the subject to the predicate.
Okay.
Okay?
So all copular verbs are linking verbs.
There you
You already
go.
said that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And go, Marianne.
This is, you're speaking as if this is a given, and maybe it should be, but can you define subject and predicate?
Of course. So the subject is speaking of a sentence, you need a subject. The subject is, think of it like the captain of the football team. It's like the key
It's the-
player in the sentence.
Okay.
So for example,
When you think of the team, you think about this key player, right?
Okay.
It's like a head noun, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But
But
beautiful, like a
yeah.
head noun. My mother made me oatmeal. Okay. So oatmeal. Can somebody tell me where the predicate is? Want to come up?
It's
and
made me oatmeal.
Yeah.
excellent.
So
So the predicate
how can you
includes
describe
the,
that? What do
the
you think?
predicate includes the verb.
Yes.
The
So it's the
predicate
verb
is-
and everything after this.
Is
Okay.
anything but the subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
then a
so what's-
predicate can then
Go
be
ahead.
broken up into a
Noun
verb,
phrase.
a noun phrase, a prepositional
Yeah.
phrase.
And sometimes the subject usually appears the first word of a sentence because in English it's subject, verb, object. That's the
That's the normal
format.
format.
Right?
But
Syntax.
sometimes it's at the end when it's in a passive voice, and we'll talk about that next since we also did passive voice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Rakiba, take it away.
Okay, so let's talk more about B. I mean, who's this B?
Be.
So there's finite forms and non-finite. Do you know what finite means?
There's an end to it. So.
So yeah, that's
Oh, there's
That's
an end
what
to
we-
the action, maybe?
so that's the normal way we think about finite, like it has an end. But with when we're talking about verbs, finite means that it can be inflected for person and or tense.
Oh.
Okay, so with B, there are 5 finite forms, meaning they can be inflected for person or tense. So in the singular, they are am and
For person and tense?
yeah.
Will you
So-
write that on the
and
board?
Wait,
Yeah.
do you mean
Yes,
tense and aspect?
Finite is a verb.
Well, I'm not going over aspect right now, just tense right here.
Okay.
Like, I mean, okay, so let me just say for person.
for tense
So-
and or aspect.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say tense. Okay, so in the present, okay, there is am, is, and are. So we know that be is an irregular verb, okay, because it changes in these over here. And these are all finite, okay? And also in the past, they're also finite, okay, and that's was, and were. Right?
Wait, what does finite mean again?
It means
So,
inflected
finite is
for
a verb
tense.
inflected for tense and or person. I made
Okay.
it in
Oh,
the
okay,
same
okay.
aspect.
Okay, so I'm gonna put finite.
So that means, for
So,
instance,
for
when you look at
example- go
the
ahead, Tom.
word was,
Yeah.
you know not only that it's first person,
Right.
but that it's also past.
Beautiful.
Just by seeing the word
So,
itself.
There.
There are,
tense
however, verbs
person.
in our language that don't do that. You can
And-
look at
yeah.
it and not know, right? Those are the
Exactly.
okay.
But I
And that's what I'm
yeah,
going to
go
talk
ahead.
about. So that's the non-finite. So meaning
Okay.
they are not inflected for tense
And person.
or person.
And
so
or
who can
person.
give me and or person or
Both?
together?
Yeah.
Either or, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or both.
Or both.
Both.
And
Okay.
or like.
Yeah. So let me give you the non-finite.
So who can give us an example of a non-finite verb? What type of verb will not be inflected?
How about
Really?
if you think about yeah, you're right. Modals, exactly.
Could
I will
be.
teach later.
Or like the ed verbs,
But-
right?
Well, no,
Those
but then
aren't
you
full-
know they're
that's-
past tense.
those change.
So
Yeah, but you
why
don't know
are
the
the ED
subject.
verbs?
Verb
Why are
phrase.
the ED?
I mean,
go ahead.
When you have a verb phrase, is that what it, or transition?
Think about it. Which verb will never be inflected? In what form?
If you were to look at
What?
you're gonna help me
So
out. If you were
which-
to look at this verb here, try with be. If you were to use a sentence with it and not inflect it, what would you come up with?
Excellent.
To be or not to be.
or not to be. What form is be in that?
Infinitive.
Excellent.
Oh,
It's
yes.
actually the base form,
Okay.
right?
The base
The
form.
base form.
We will all be happy when we pass this exam.
Yes.
That is the base form. What is the
Okay.
gerund
So
form?
here's one. Be.
ing.
Excellent. ING.
So how can I
right?
say it with the ing? With the gerund.
This is
Be.
Being.
excellent.
Exactly.
Okay.
Base form, and that's gerund. Now
These are
there's
the
a
two
difference.
non-finite.
And there's there's a difference between the gerund
Duh.
and
I
the
see.
progressive aspect. So, for example,
Sure.
somebody give me an example of a sentence in present progressive. How do we form? Let's just go over this now. So
I-
It's going to get tricky. We are being
Yeah.
taught
Because there's
grammar
gonna
right
be
now,
the
but
I am
base
swimming.
and the-
Tomorrow.
yeah.
No,
so,
I'm-
for example,
I am
I am
swimming right
studying.
I'm swimming.
excellent.
Right
Okay.
Say
so
that
It's
again?
gonna be the gerund and the base together.
excellent. Okay. So in order to form the present progressive, you need a form of be conjugated
Yeah.
plus a verb plus ing. So that's like a gerund, except because it's part of the present progressive, it's not a gerund.
So
Go ahead.
no, I'm just wondering. So
It gets a little confusing. I wanted to.
we're getting into present progressive, but that's because
Um,
this is all what be is capable of. Is that kind of what you're
exactly,
saying?
Yeah. Like I
This-
want to
okay.
distinguish between because if you use gerund. If you use being in a different context, like in present progressive aspect, right? It's different than using it as a gerund. For example, being bored is my hobby. There it's a gerund.
Right.
There is no present progressive. There's no be plus verb ing. Makes sense? It becomes a subject. The gerund is a subject.
I see what you're
So
saying.
being or doing aerobics is what I do, right? You
Yes.
see what
Yeah,
I mean?
I do understand.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I just wanted to quickly let's
No, that's
start
good to know.
Yeah, because I was reading and we have to know. We don't have to know everything.
No, but
it's
I
something.
don't know if I ever knew that distinction.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay.
Rakiba, take it away. Sorry. Okay, so did
Okay.
we say I think we said.
Let me see if there's anything else I should say. So let's talk about the way we use it. So pragmatically, you can use be at any time, of course. You're going to use that verb in all situations.
We need an eraser. Here, eraser.
So as an activity that we could do is, I thought of something very simple. We thought of this together. How about with weather? have students look at pictures and say sentences. Yes?
First, do you you're being certified for K through 12, right?
Yes.
We're all K through 12.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Will you identify the thing as the kids today we're going to learn the copular B?
No.
No.
No,
but
not
for
Will
this
you at least say it's a B? Or
Okay.
that it has something to do with that verb B?
If it was
I
an
would,
advanced
but I
level
don't
in
know.
high school and depending on
Yeah.
their culture, it might be.
Also, if you're doing high school, maybe you
Maybe.
Yeah.
It depends on
I think
But
for
for young
young
children,
kids, I would even tell
Yeah,
them
I
what
don't
we're doing.
think
I just
so.
teach them,
Yeah.
and they just get
it'll
it.
just
Yeah, they
It's too
absorb it.
confusing.
Okay.
everything will be
So when the activity you're about to do with us, sorry,
So
did you
what
say what age group you would
so
do
It's
this
good
with?
for.
elementary.
Perfect. Okay.
Or maybe even high school.
Third
but
grade.
Just not too
Third grade,
advanced.
Third grade. Okay.
But you can always
That's what you're-
differentiate
Yeah,
for
third
every
grade.
age level.
Yeah.
So depending on the materials you provide,
Okay, yeah.
you can always
So-
just adjust it. Yeah.
Okay, so we decided that we'll use a series of pictures
Mhm.
and
Perfect for elementary school.
students will have to explain the picture. So
Uh,
it, and then rainy. So
Okay.
what form of B could we put here?
Is.
It
Is.
is raining. Good. Good job. It
Or
is
was.
raining.
It's
Or it is raining.
blank.
Or will be.
Yeah. So we'll say right now, we'll pretend that this is happening right now.
Okay.
It is raining.
So you can write today's date.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can write now.
You can teach them like like
Big-
So
that
they
we're
don't
talking
write
about it in the present.
Yeah, so
right now you say.
They don't write it in
Right.
the past or in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
and then it's copular B because
the
it's a.
weather, the date,
Mm-hmm.
all that kind
Okay,
of
so
stuff.
let's write that down: weather, date, and time.
Yeah. So we could say now or today, for if
Or
you want to
yesterday.
for the present.
Or yeah.
Tomorrow.
But for the past, of course, you'll say tomorrow, and you
you
know.
can even show them a 10-day forecast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
That's another.
And then just have them
type
describe
of
the weather
activity.
for 10 days.
What I did, like, we'd have, it'd be three things. You know, today is Wednesday. What was it yesterday? Yesterday was, and they go through the
And
same
then they
thing with
do
the
past
weather.
tense
And then
and
they do the
present.
future tense, like what's it going to be tomorrow? It will be, you know. So we did that, and are you gonna go over the different like sorry, it's definitely different.
Okay.
Okay.
So I had one more idea for an activity.
Okay.
It could be like a charades game, and they have to act out the weather. So if it's rainy, it's rainy or something. We do a little,
That's
that dance.
really
What was that
cute.
song? Chicken Noodle Soup, and it's
Oh,
raining outside or something. Or it's windy.
Oh my gosh.
Good. Get a little
It's-
TPR going.
Or
Yeah, TPR. That's really good.
Excellent.
I love that
it's
stuff.
hot. It's
Uh huh.
okay. So those are some types
it's-
of.
Do you think
That's
it's a problem that it's always it is? Because
Um,
they're not practicing other forms.
Yeah, like what Hannah was
Or-
saying. Hannah was saying.
Yeah, like you were saying, we could, or what you guys were
Or
saying.
using the
we could,
10-day forecast.
We could
Say
say,
tomorrow.
okay,
What-
tomorrow it will be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you give them
It
the structure
will be.
and then you act it out, right?
Right.
The rest of it. Okay.
And yesterday it was past tense copular B.
And-
Okay.
And can anyone tell me which was it finite or non-finite when I said it will be?
Yeah, what form
finite.
is
that?
It's
It was
finite
what?
because
Excellent.
it's finite.
Finite.
It's
It will be.
Oh.
it will
Non-finite because it's using the
non-finite.
But
you're using the base form.
It's
Yeah, but
will
you have
be.
and a
will.
or something.
And so will makes you know that it's talking about the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
there's
okay.
no
But will-
inflection
that's
on
Yeah.
on
So
just
we're just
the
referring
itself.
to
Yeah.
yeah.
Got it. Yep.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
what about it was raining?
Okay, so
Is that-
yesterday.
Then,
That's finite.
then that's finite.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's an
Okay.
inflective
I remember
Got
if
it.
you have to use a will as a modal, if you have to use that then
tense.
if it comes.
Inflective for tense.
So what's the
Non-
future conjugation of be? Will?
Yeah.
So that's a finite, right? And
Yeah.
that's a
No, then it's
B,
always
finite.
then it's
B is the finite, so it will be.
What about it
non-finite.
will
You
rain?
mean?
I mean non-finite, right? Non-finite.
What about it will rain?
It
Will
Well, what about it will rain?
rain?
So
is
we
will
could even
finite
So
give
there's
or non-finite?
no. Oh, will is a modal. I don't know.
So
Oh.
It's
what you can
probably
do
finite,
to
like what Hannah
so
was
students
saying.
don't get confused is give them
Yeah.
the structures. So
Yeah,
if you
give
say
as much as
tomorrow,
possible.
Study it.
That's all I have now.
Oh,
you give
yeah.
them a sentence. Tomorrow, it will be.
So you can never have a finite version of the future tense for Copular B, right?
No,
Right, no,
because
because
it
it's
will
always
never
in base
be
form.
inflected
Okay.
for the future.
Very good. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
All right, we're almost done.
Oh, sorry.
Part 2.
No, keep going. Yeah, I'm recording.
Let's go.
Wait, did you guys talk about what problems learners may have with Copular B?
Okay,
That's
so
the question.
some languages don't have Copular B, right?
Right.
So they really need to be explicitly taught the forms
I
of Copular
believe
B and
Chinese
memorize it.
doesn't
Really.
have.
No.
Chinese has no Copular B.
Yeah.
So if you have Asian students, you can write this
They need to
in a
memorize
comp
it.
exam.
Really.
That for
And
Yeah.
also, it's irregular, so it's very hard
Yeah.
to remember.
Right.
yeah, perfect. That's why
So-
it's hard for else.
Yeah.
It's good. Maybe have them go through some type of like leveled readers where they're going to have each form but maybe there's a reader where they might read with be in the past or be in the present. Okay, so they don't have too many things at once. Does that help?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to part 2, noun phrases, which is pretty self-explanatory, but we're gonna do it anyway. Do you guys want us to do noun phrases?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it
And
all.
then
do
we'll do
everything.
passive, yeah.
Let me help you.
I don't pretend to be an expert, so I'll
Did
take
you
what I
hear me
can get.
asking about
If you need
subjects and
help, I can help you
predicate?
guys with noun phrases and passes.
Okay,
What's the
okay, that's
subject?
cool.
Because I
Is that like math?
I worked on
The
it.
more
Spanish?
energy, the better.
Sure. I'll just
Bring
like
a marker.
cut
You
it.
could join us if you want.
Join us right on the board.
Yeah.
Get active.
We need some CPD, right?
Do we
Go on proximal development.
seriously, right? So with our Spanish speaking kids, they have a similar,
Language.
right?
Latin based.
Right.
English is German and Latin based.
Germanic, right.
Mhm.
So but they do have the
They have
B,
B, yeah.
right.
They do.
And
That's
sometimes
but
Go ahead.
Yeah.
no,
No,
make
keep
the point.
going, keep going,
I
keep
think
going.
I wanted to ask, or I wanted you to talk more
Sure.
about what they present in the classroom. Do they
Beautiful, because
over-
I have some Hispanic students and I also have some Bengali students. Rakiba and I are in the
Yeah.
same school. And I noticed that their grammar is much more on point if they're here a
The
year
Spanish
or
speakers?
less. Yeah, the Spanish
Oh.
speakers.
Well,
They're
so-
all 9 years old.
Yeah.
Because they're picking it up. They're picking
Yeah,
it up.
it's closer. The
Sorry.
two languages.
Yeah.
So she was talking
Oh,
to
okay.
her
Um,
table mate.
The only thing with Spanish speakers is they might have problems actually explicitly saying the subject because they
Yes.
have the pro drop.
Yes.
Their language is a pro drop language.
What
So
does pro-drop mean?
instead of saying I ate pizza, you might just say ate pizza
Because the subject is
or I eat
presumed
pizza.
based on
right,
the
right.
conjugation
Como
of the
Como
verb.
pizza.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah,
They
instead
don't.
of yo
Try
como
to
pizza.
say
Okay.
yo como pizza.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
find it redundant when
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do that.
Because
as
you
a
already
non-
know from the verb it's already inflected for
Sure.
for person.
Person.
So
Okay.
why say the
English is not
subject?
always inflected,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Can't
I
say
wish
eat
we really
pizza.
Yeah.
Like, who's eating
When I
pizza?
learned, when I found that
Right.
out in Spanish, I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!" I don't always have to say
I
Do
know.
you get it?
They did
Yeah.
the same thing when I was
Like,
in
I
Japan.
didn't- like,
I didn't realize
Yo,
that
this
right
girl,
away.
that they were like.
And there's
you
also
say
like
Get it, get it.
Yeah.
You're
I think it's
changing your
harder
words.
to conjugate
Yeah.
the verb than to say the subject.
Harder
But that's
to
just me.
conjugate the verb. Right.
So they
Sometimes
don't
there's
say
a
the
verb
pronoun. They don't.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why
It's
they
in
call it
brain.
pro drop.
They got used to it.